So guys, I wanted to put out a quick video for you because I'm preparing for a couple sessions. I've played a couple sessions lately. I've played a lot of RPGs lately, and I just gotta get this out of my head. I want to scream from the highest rooftops, which is my YouTube channel, about my two favorite RPG systems of all times. And the top one, I would never have expected it until I played it because it's not my genre of choice. But you got to know about this game. You just got to know. If you don't, you probably do. But if you don't, you gotta. And even if you do, I got to tell you how much I love it because that's just what I do. But before we get started, my last video I explored fighting fantasy. It's like a choose your own adventure type book, but with little extra stuff by Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone. And I got a new one, y'all. And this is an actual real one. This isn't one of the reprints. That's number 4, Steve Jackson, Starship Traveler, because one of you guys said you like sci-fi, fighting fantasy. Look at this thing, man. It's like 1,000 years old. It's almost as old as I am. It comes with the original. I don't even want to open it. It's just the original play sheet. And so my next video coming soon, I'm not even going to touch this book. I'm not going to open this book and play through it until I do it with you guys for the first time. Starship Traveler coming up. Hit the bell, hit the icon, hit the like, so that you're notified when I do this. That one's going to be kind of fun. Well, not kind of fun. It's going to be fun. It's Steven Jackson. So guys, come on. Favorite best systems ever. Let's get going. Oh, hey, and guys, I really want to know what your two favorites are, so leave a comment below with your two favorites and why you love them. Thanks. So guys, number two, basic fantasy role-playing game. This is just my favorite role-playing game. I've got my groups playing it. At first they were a little hesitant. You are not very strong in this game, and you're not a 5e superhero. You die easy. You got to make good decisions. And at first, people were hesitant to play it, but the more we play it, the more they love it. The couple reasons I love it is everything is free. On the back of all their books, they say, do not buy this stuff, at least not until you've tried it. You can find it back here. I don't have the back cover. Shoot. Well, that's what they say. So, and they may even say it in the download section. Or here it is. Nothing. You can download everything. Everything they got. Let me show you my books and supplements for basic fantasy folder. This is the folder I have. And yeah, look at all these. These are user supplements. These are supplements, adventures, books straight from Chris, who created the system. It's very active in its fan base. Even today, it's awesome. And just so you don't think I'm a total loser, I do buy some of their things. You can get these on Amazon or maybe drive-through. They've got a couple places you can get these, and I've got some of their stuff. You know, I've got the black. This is what we're playing right now. The Black Apple Fortress, Tomb and Tower. I've got a couple more adventures, I think. I've got 3 of their. These are their actual user manuals. Check this out. So here's what I was saying on the back. You know, don't buy this book unless you want to. And then they even make a hardback version. That's my special version. This right here, guys. This one book. It's all the same book. And BFRPG, this represents the player's manual, the dungeon master's manual, the monster manual. I think that's it. So yeah, 3 of these 5e manuals that would cost 60 bucks. You can buy this for $5 on Amazon or drive-through or other places. And the reason I love it, it's a great system. I mean, it's basic fantasy role-playing. It says it all, right? You look through it, and it looks old school. It's 1980s, what I grew up on, old school, super simple. Let me shut my camera off. It's all the things you'd think it would be. It just lays everything out. Here's your whole, look at that. There's your whole player character sheet. You can do it on a notebook, or you can do it on a note card. They have also got some user player sheets that are really fun, really cool abilities. You got a couple races. You know, you got dwarves, you got elves, you got halflings, humans, and then you got your 4 basic classes: cleric, fighter, magic user, thief. And then if you want to get into some of the downloads, they've got, you can add your paladins, you can add your assassins, you can add your druids. It's basically pick and choose. If you go to the download section here, you'll see this is impressive actually. So yeah, here's the core rules section. More stuff, beginner essentials. This is a nice little handout, several sheet handout that you can hand out to your players. It gives you all the essential information right in one little place. Some information, more creatures. Like here's an extra creature book, equipment book, a creature 2 book. There's more equipment. Yeah, then there's some adventures that they have written. Again, Lulu, Amazon, probably drive through, maybe not. And then we get down here to aids for the player and game match. These are stuff that everyone put out. Charts, more classes, assassins, barbarians. Here's a GM screen. Druids, necromancers, rangers, spellcrafts. More classes if you want. 0 level spells, so cantrips and that kind of thing. And this is all free for your free download. And the rule set is nice. And it's basically a la carte. Do you want to get a little bit more crunchy? Do you want to add more details? Fine. Do you want it to be super simple? Fine. Use this. That's all you need. It's great. It's got your thief options. Again, the guys aren't tough. It's a hardcore system, which my players who thought they wouldn't like it, seem to like it quite a bit. You've got to be careful. You got to make some decisions. And when you do level, it's quite the event. You did something great. You survived this horrible, dangerous world as an adventurer, and you made it to level 2. That's important. It's big. All the spells are in here in this first book. Yeah, man. Number 2. And now number 1, if you can read the tabs, you would have already known. No big surprise since I had it sitting up there. I don't want to surprise you anyway. You might get scared, and you don't want to get scared because you know why? There's enough scare in the world, and where's most of the scare in the world? Mothership RPG. This is tantamount to space horror. It's Event Horizon meets Aliens meets Dungeons and Dragons, and the system is so dang elegant, guys. It's just amazing. This one is also free to get. It's pay what you want on DriveThruRPG. I'll put the link in the description below. $7 is the suggested price, but you can pay 0 if you want to pay 0, and you can get this player's survival guide. And this cover tells it all. This is kind of the feel you get. It's just a dark space. Listen, you're in space. It's in the future, but guess what? You're probably gonna die. You decided to go into space and left planet Earth. You're probably gonna get killed. I've ran. I got 2 groups running this weekend on an awesome adventure. I'm gonna show you guys here in a second. And I've ran 2 adventures on this so far, and they've been total party kills, but we've had the best time. Everyone has loved it. You've got crisis, you got panic, you got stress. It really encapsulates the feel of what it would probably feel like being in space where there's extra life forms out there. Man, this yeah, okay, I wanted to show you this. The player sheet is freaking amazing. It walks you through. It looks a little complicated until you start looking at the numbers over here. Run and get this. Number 1, roll 60-10. So everything you do in this game, you're using D10s. It's either percentages, maybe a D5, so you cut it in half, or you're doing skill checks, and it's super simple. Roll D6 or 66 for your 4 skills, and then you go to number 2 where you pick your class. Classes are Teamster, Scientist, Android, Marine, and of course they have extra rules. You can add more stuff there. They have a Discord channel full of amazing, helpful people that I found that I just love. So the Discord's got all kinds of stuff. They've got media files. They got amazing media files. They got sound files. It really provides a creepy feel. We've played this twice on Zoom, and I'm telling you what, the vibe is just awesome. You got these cool skills where you can go up to expert and master, but it's a kind of a skill tree. You got to apply your points. You only get so many points when you're first starting out as a teamster. You'll get 4 points, but these are the skills you get: 0G, mechanical repair, heavy machinery, and it doesn't get into too many details. It leaves it up to the warden and the player. The warden is like the DM. So let's say a person's got mechanical repair. It's not going to go into some lengthy description in your player survival guide about what mechanical repair is. Maybe a blurb, I don't even remember. But basically it's between you and the warden. If you're in an adventure and you think, well, I'm doing this thing and I have mechanical repair, so I think I should get a bonus to my roll, which you can see in here on the sheets. Whoops. Where'd it go? Oh. Basically, let's say we're making an intelligence check, or even a strength check, but I've got mechanical repair, and so I don't know, something it has to do with some kind of, we got to fix this engine before the alien gets us, and we're hurrying really fast. And my number here, let's say, is 50. Or 40. I've got to roll at or below that, but if I've got a skill and I'm trained at the first level and I've got that skill, then I get to add 10% of my skill to that skill for that roll. It's really neat. And then if you go up to the expert level, it's 15, and the master level is 20%. And it just gets, cooler little things, xenobiology, pathology, hydroponics, geology, great stuff. Great stuff. You got special things based upon your good things and bad things based upon your class. So if you're a Marine and you panic because, everyone's looking at the Marine to help, then you're going to probably cause problems with the rest of the group, and then everyone else can panic. There's this whole stack effect when someone dies or when someone panics. It's really, really cool. If the scientist starts to lose their mind and there's a sanity save, the saving throws are simply sanity, fear, body, and armor. Super easy, very cool. And there's all your basic like saving throws. You can already probably understand how this works. It's just so simple and yet elegant and yet awesome. I just love it. And then they actually give you starting loadouts if you want. Where you pick this, you get equipment list, you get a trinket, you get a patch. Don't lose your patch or your trinket, man. That can help you stay sane. And then they put out adventures like this one. That's the whole adventure right there. It's the Haunting of Epsilon 14. It's a pamphlet. It's a single two-sided adventure. And that's the one I've ran twice so far. And you can spend hours and hours on that one. It's super simple if you're a DM, you want to be a warden, if you want to play this game. It's so easy. They have cool audio files like this. That Haunting of Epsilon came with some audio files. Let me play you one of those.
I'm going back into the mine. I need quiet.
And then there's this masterpiece. This is what I'm running this weekend with my two other groups, Gradient Descent. Let me just show you some of the artwork. That is actually the map of the facility. It's a huge mega dungeon. It's a huge factory. I don't want to spoil too much for anybody who might be watching, but this is just a creepy, awesome vibe. And man, this game is just basically a joy to participate in as a dungeon master, or what they call a warden. Look at this rule set right here for random or for reaction rolls. Okay, let's say you run into a random encounter, you have a reaction roll. You roll at 1d100. So you're only rolling one dice. Check this out. Just one example of how cool this is. You're rolling one dice. If it's an even, it's a positive reaction for the group you ran into. Odds is a negative one. So there's that one number will give you two things right there. If you roll doubles, then it becomes a very good impression or a very hostile impression. If it's a high roll, then the encounter group is in a strong position. They're well stocked, they're uninjured, they're confident, etc. If it's a low roll, indicates a weak group, injured, blah, blah, blah. So with one roll of a D100, you can describe whether you've had a positive reaction, whether it was a really good or bad reaction, and whether they are stocked, whether they're ready, they're in a better position than you are as a group. That's just one example of so much of this game. So guys, again, this thing is a pleasure to run. This is my absolute 100% favorite system I've ever ran. And I got to tell you that I'm not a sci-fi guy. I like sci-fi. I read, sci-fi books and all that. But as far as running role-playing games, it's always only ever been medieval, Dungeons and Dragons, old school, OSR, D&D, high fantasy, that kind of thing. That's all it's ever been for me. Then I ran this and I'm like, oh my gosh. It gives you a lot of tension. It's a lot of fun. So there's the creepy factor, which adds to the fun. The files are great. They'll give you the media files that they produce with some of these things, the art, and then the rule set. This is the best rule set I've ever come across. I'm not an ultimate guru. I haven't ran 1,000 systems. I ran a few systems, but this one is just my absolute favorite, and that's all I wanted to say, and I went way too long, so thanks a lot. Subscribe, watch for my Starship Traveler video if you like fighting fantasy. That's very cool. I can't wait to crack that open and see what Steve Jackson did at number 4 of the Fighting Fantasy series. Check out Mothership. Go to their website, Tuesday Night Games. I'll put all that stuff down there, the Discord down there. These guys are awesome. This game is awesome. BFRPG is awesome. You guys are awesome. Thanks a lot. Peace!